Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite makes the process of becoming a published, best-selling author as simple as sipping your morning cup of coffee. You can learn more about Authors Unite at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner, and today I have Joshua Smith with us. He's the host of GSD Mode podcast and a serial entrepreneur. So welcome to the show, Josh.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Stoked to be here, dude.
Of course. Thank you for coming on, and we'll dive right in. The first question that I have for you, Josh, is what's the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people that pivoted in their life to go out there and create some success. They went through some tough times, right? I think we all experience it. Sometimes we're going through tough times. We feel like we're all alone, but I've yet to meet anybody that's massively successful, self-made, if you will, that didn't experience those. And in my early 20s, man, I was never driven like when I was younger, man. Never. Yeah, I was totally complacent, totally cool with mediocrity. I didn't have like a drive to go out there and be massively successful. In my early 20s, man, I just became hardcore depressed, dude. I had totally victimhood mindset, massively depressed, to the point where I was thinking about committing suicide every single day, to the point where I planned out my suicide and I was getting ready to execute on it. And that just really woke me up, man. It scared the living hell out of me, dude. And that was like the defining moment in my life where, because it scared me so much, it was such a low moment. It's what got me seeking for true fulfillment in life, right? I mean, actually at the time, like I had no idea what I wanted to go out there and create, what would bring fulfillment. But I knew that I had to pick a different path. And I started just knocking out and working on the things that I hated about myself. At the time I was morbidly obese, so started working on that, lost 118 pounds. Sick and tired of being broke, making $10 an hour. And I went out there, I got into sales, which led to entrepreneurship, which it's massively changed my life. So, having that dark moment, man, if I didn't experience that dark moment, I'd probably just be amongst the path that everybody else is, or the vast majority of humanity is on this path of mediocrity. So as tough as the moment was, man, it was such a blessing, to have that wake up call, and been on this journey ever since, dude.
Yes, man. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. And what's the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
Yeah. So, you said it in the intro, I'm an entrepreneur, and I've got, just like a lot of your guests, but I operate in a lot of different spaces. Currently today I own or co-own 9 different companies in all different spaces, from real estate to software to health and fitness to supplement company to a lot of consulting agencies. So I'm in a lot of different spaces. And I'll tell you this, business is extremely simplistic. All business falls under really the same fundamentals. Once you identify the product that you're going to go out there and perform with, or that particular industry or product you're gonna partake in, dude, really just breaks down to 5 simple steps, man. And every business has these fundamentals in common. But number 1, your processes. Number 2, your systems. Number 3, tracking. Number 4, profit. Number 5, people. You nail those things, you master those things, dude, you're gonna kick ass and have success.
And what's your best piece of overall business advice? So not industry specific. It might tie in.
Yeah. Just becoming absolutely obsessed with mastering the things that will lead you to creating success, right? I mean, a lot of people obsess over the things that success brings them, but very few obsess over those things that generate those results, right? So an obsession is a great thing. Show me anybody that's created massive success that isn't obsessed. Obsession is just what controls our thoughts. And just become absolutely insanely obsessed with, again, mastering those things that allow you to create that success. Absolutely master your marketing and your sales funnels, and just taking it to the next level, and just becoming obsessed with mastering those items, man. It will absolutely be a game changer.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Identify the right mentor and do whatever it takes to be around him. Right? It took me a lot of years to learn that, man. I wish to God I wouldn't have attempted college. I would have just identified, got clear on what I wanted, identified that mentor, whatever it would. It's been years working for free from whatever. Just identify that mentor and do whatever it takes to be coached by him.
And kind of going a little bit of a different path, but in your opinion, what's the key to happiness?
So there's a big difference in happiness and fulfillment, right? So I'm always looking for true fulfillment, which sometimes means I got to do things that don't make me happy in the moment, but create true fulfillment. Like going to the gym every day might suck, but having great health and a great body creates that fulfillment. So, for me, at the end of the day, dude, what creates true fulfillment, true long-term happiness is making great money while having great health, being able to spend the time doing what I want to go out there and do, when I want to do it, with the people I want to spend it with. That's really what it sums up to.
And what's the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing that you learned from that?
Hands down, Principles by Ray Dalio. Best book I've ever read in my life. I mean, this is a book, this is like my life and business Bible, if you will. And the most powerful thing that I've taken from the book, is he teaches you how to think. This is one of the most successful, influential human beings in recorded history. And he walks you through his thought process, his decision-making process, how he gathers intel, and that deep dive, dude, is such a game changer.
And what's your favorite quote and why?
The path is the math, right? So business is 100% predictable. You just got to know your KPIs, track your numbers, know your numbers intimately. That we can go out there and make smart strategic decisions in your business.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. So much value. And last question I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
GSDmode.com. That is my podcast, and as well as the hub for all the different services and products I'm involved in. But yeah, www.gsdmode.com.
Perfect, man. Thank you again. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was an honor. Peace out, you guys.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.